Welcome to Medica Wellness Studio. I'm Angelika Maria Koch, Doctor of Natural Medicine, owner of Medica Nova, practice for integrated and educational medicine, and professor at the University of New Mexico, where I teach courses in homeopathy and quantum healing. I'm the author of my award-winning book, The Dance of Your Core Healing, Transforming Your Mind, Body and Soul in the New World. I also publish monthly free newsletters which are available via my website and public social media. In this discovery series, in how to live optimal health and vibrant well-being, I will guide you step by step through an amazing and life-transformative process, packed with educational information, empowering you to connect with your body and soul in a completely new way again. So let's start with the first part of the book and the theme, the meaning of health and disease. Ask yourself this very simple question. What is your understanding of health? Today, most of the people are satisfied with the idea that health means no symptoms, no disease. If you just had a break from your weekly headaches or your excruciating monthly menstrual pain, that doesn't mean you're healthy. Far from it. If you accept this definition of health, you are depriving yourself from a whole new world offering you the finest quality in life. Optimal health is much more than the absence of disease. For holistic health practitioners, true health portrays itself in the ability to easily adapt to environmental changes on all levels: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. This means you are not only free of physical discomfort, but also able to meet life's challenges with ease and the least amount of resistance. A truly healthy person radiates inner and outer brightness, vitality, and an innate joy of life. One of my colleagues, Dr. Jack Tibbs, once said, "Health is much more than the absence of disease. It is a dynamic, vital, balanced, slightly ecstatic and aware state of being which results from a relaxed and harmonious functioning of all the bodies or levels of the individual." Be honest with yourself. Does your life really look like this description? Do you tap into your boundless source of creativity and optimal health on a daily basis? Does your body communicate with your core of vitality? Do you feel content inside yourself despite external global challenges like economic breakdowns, societal paradigm shifts, and environmental turbulence? Today, our living conditions are far from perfect, even if we choose to live in a natural, pristine environment. Next to our genetic imprints, which usually only make 2 to 5% to the totality of symptoms today, we are affected by the ongoing environmental toxicity, like air pollution, chemicals, radioactive toxins. Our teeth are filled with silver amalgam, dental fillings, and we are exposed to countless X-ray procedures, of course not to mention the onslaught of fast food containing growth hormones, pesticides, preservatives, and the list goes on. Today, no one of us is immune or protected from any external toxicity. This huge adaptation causes stress for the mind and the body. Our internal unresolved stories, our core wound, are now intertwined with our external stresses, only leave us with a disorientated and torn inner tapestry. Today, no one is really truly healthy anymore. So the concept of treating the whole person is an essential element of holistic medicine. The basis of this belief is that symptoms, disease, and pain do not exist in isolation, but are a reflection, a manifestation, an expression of how the person as a whole is coping with stress. It is the whole person here that counts, not just the physical body, but the mental and emotional bodies as well. If we truly want to embrace optimal health again, we are asked to look beyond the presenting complaint, beyond the label of the disease, to the totality of symptoms the person experiences. For example, the commonly held belief in our society today is that we are surrounded by this antagonistic group of bacteria and viruses whose sole purpose is to attack human beings and to cause them untold suffering. However, germs and viruses in themselves do not cause you to fall ill, but are secondary. It's like a secondary expression, reaction in an already weak system of the body. Certain germs and viruses, for example, are actually very important, like bowel flora, microorganisms, which actually are part of the healing process as they initiate sanitation of the affected area. We often confuse the cause of disease with the methods of recovery. The body is affected by illness due to a toxic inner terrain, mentally, emotionally, as well as physically, and not only by the external stimuli that appear to cause the illness. If our immune system, our physical defense mechanism, our lifestyle, our relationship to life itself, our perception to life, how we experience life, and our connection to spirit is depleted and disconnected, we become susceptible to external stimuli, like bacteria or viruses, which then resonate with our already weakened body. To live in vibrant and optimal health requires daily attention to maintaining this wonderful state of being healthy. It is not a weekend workshop, it is a work for life. So what is disease? Disease is therefore an imbalance that affects the whole person. First, one's vitality is affected, perhaps maybe as a result of poor weather, lack of sleep, maybe you had a stressful work week, or a variety of other factors. But when this imbalance persists, symptoms localize in specific areas such as maybe the tonsils, the neck, the muscles, the stomach. In homeopathy, we refer to this localization as the result of the disease. The true disease, the imbalance, was there already prior to the localization, prior to the symptom. Disease manifests itself by signs or symptoms on the mental, emotionally, and physical levels. It is a state of disharmony where the ability to adjust is lacking and the freedom to express one's creativity is limited. It's a whole new statement of what health is really about. When you look at a spectacular painting, for example, that truly moves your heart, it is neither the canvas nor the paints that were used in the creation of such breathtaking masterpiece that has the effect, but solely the intention, the spirit, and the consciousness of the painter, him or herself, that has transformed the otherwise invisible to become visible. Your body is the canvas, and you are the painter. Thorvald Detlefsen and Rüdiger Dahlke once said, everything that happens within the body, within any living being, is the expression of a corresponding pattern, which is birthed deep from within his or her psyche and consciousness. Applying this idea means understanding that the physical disturbance takes place initially within consciousness and is then transported into the body. Illness indicates the need for change in our belief system and tells us that we have reached our physical and psychological limits. Throughout life, we are taught that illness is bad and it needs to be eradicated as quickly as possible, especially when we are in pain. But how about if we allow the possibility that illness is given to us as a gift, whose purpose is to bring us back into equilibrium? The physical body does not create the disease because the physical body can do nothing by itself. The body needs you. You are the painter. The body is the canvas to maintain its life, your soul, and your inner self. At that point, our human conditioning has us thinking and acting mostly with duality and self-division. We experience conflict due to our split consciousness that operates in opposites and in a primal separation from the whole. Therefore, healing is the act of transcending our inbred cellular polarity thinking. Again, Thorvald Detlefsen and Rüdiger Dahlke continues, it is illness that ultimately makes us healable. Illness is the turning point of which polarization can start to be turned into wholeness. But in order for this to happen, we have to lower our guard and instead learn to hear and see what illness has to tell us. We have to start listening to our inner selves and enter into communication with our symptoms if we are to learn what they have to tell us. If you feel inspired to know and learn more about my teachings in homeopathy and quantum healing, I encourage you to get my book, The Dance of Your Core Healing, or one of my online courses, which not only will enable you to confidently, for example, apply a homeopathic first aid kit to your loved ones or family, but will certainly set a new platform and relationship towards your body and health. Although these comprehensive courses are offered in an online format, I will personally guide you step by step, week by week, through the entire material, and therefore offer you an individualized tutorial, which you usually do not get with online courses. The courses are affordable, beautifully created, and I'm sure will become a constant companion on your journey to optimal health. Have a look at my website medicanova.net and explore the online academy. Till next time, much love.